And we have our treasurer. She's continuing her position with us since last year. Katrina Betts, Director of Revenue Management for Love SoCal Sunset Boulevard, Love SoCal Drive. Katrina. And with the board members, we have wonderful community members that really make this chapter happen in terms of getting programs, membership, fundraising, and everything we can do for you. So the committee members are here, so please come up. Belen Alcala, Corporate Sales Manager, 4 Points West Los Angeles. She's with the membership committee. Stephen Chavez, he's new to us. Director of Sales for Angelino. He'll be with the Sponsor and Fundraising Committee. Lisa Dye, she's continuing her important work with us as a Programs and Education Committee member in the membership committee. Ladies and gentlemen, these are your board of directors, officers, and committee members of this chapter, and thank you all for being here with us, and everyone, thank you for your work.
Hold on, stop the press. Stop the press. Not only is this a very, very special day, inauguration of our 44th President of the United States, we have a very, very special recognition that we'd like to make right now to our fearless leader, Jennifer Kim, who took us through 2008 and is going to bring us through 2009. I think we'd like to be honest.
So if you are not a member of this organization, if you're not attending luncheons, you're really missing out, and it's all because of Jennifer. Please become a member, especially in these troubled times. You're going to need us more than ever, especially what Jennifer has to offer. So,
Mr. Baltin has been in the Los Angeles area for quite some time and is one of what we consider to be experts regarding this market. So it's great to have you here every year. I do know Bruce well because I used to work with him, so I know that last year I shared those secrets. Things like he likes to rent bags, likes really good wine, cigars. Are you still allowed to have cigars on? But in regard to that, it is my pleasure today to introduce you, and I wanted to say thank you very, very much for being here.
I do remember standing up here in 2001, or actually in early 2002, saying because the fourth quarter of 2001 was so strange and made it so difficult to predict what was going to happen in 2002 and beyond, we had to wait till 2002 actually started to reforecast 2002. We're in the same place. I am going to go through a PowerPoint. We've got a forecast, and this is actually the local LA-based forecasts. You see it here. Thank you, Jennifer. Is what was done in late October in preparation for the November 13th Southern California Visitor Outlook Conference. And actually, at the time we did this forecast, we were estimating at that point about an 8% decline in RevPAR in LA for the fourth quarter of 2008, which actually wasn't too bad a guess, and it was a guess. It looks like it wound up being at about a 10%. It looks like it actually wound up being about a 10% decline in RevPAR in just the fourth quarter, although the year as a whole wound up being essentially flat with 2007 because it was actually a pretty decent year coming into the fourth quarter. But the real question is, what does all that mean for 2009 and beyond? And that's the key. When you have the volume, normally we are talking about swings between 1% and 3% plus or minus in demand, supply, average rate, and so on and so forth. And normally it's pretty easy to forecast and pretty easy to look smart when you're doing forecasting because the range within which you're forecasting is like plus or minus 1% to 3%. When it's down 10% here, which is similar to what it was in the fourth quarter of 01, then the indications for 2009 and beyond get really way out. And so I will tell you that in preparation for this forecast, for this talk today, I tried to look at as many more current lodging forecasts as I could on a macro or national basis. So I did look at PKF's most recent forecast, which was done in late December, Smith Travel's most recent forecast done in late December, looked at a more recent forecast done by Morgan Stanley and Deutsche Bank. And I just want to tell you with an absolute degree of certainty that there will be a RevPAR decline in 2009 of somewhere between 3 and 15%. And it actually could be 4.5, 7.9, 11.2, or 14.1, to be more precise. And you can take that to the bank. A mortgage crisis has led to a decrease in travel, and we'll talk about that by segment in a little while. And obviously, employment levels are declining at rates that we haven't seen in 50 years. So there's no sugarcoating it. The economy has been in a downfall. It still is in a downfall. It's been trending down. Nobody can really forecast with any degree of accuracy where the bottom is, when the bottom is going to come, or how deep the bottom is going to be. But all the expectations are at this point in time that from an economic standpoint, we're kind of going to be in a trough throughout 2009 and with recovery to 2010. Marissa, remember when I was talking in 2006, what I said is, please remember we are at an all-time high in occupancy. Southern California is at the strongest level of market performance it's ever been. Countywide occupancies in 2006 were 77%. They're basically, and that is actually the way our patterns work, really above our effective capacity level. So there was clearly an excess of demand in Southern California through 2007, actually. And what happened then as a result of that is a lot of markets were artificially inflated because compression occurred everywhere. If your market, let's say, if the downtown market is supposed to run at 73% and it's running 76%, that means there's a lot of fill days downtown. You'll understand that. So what happens is the demand goes somewhere else. San Gabriel Valley, I-5 interchange corridor, I-5 corridor, somewhere else. So markets that should be running 65% were actually running 80%. And it was, but we said at the time, watch for your demand sources, watch where demand's coming from because it's going to change. And when it goes down, it's going to go down more or less dramatically depending upon whether or not you are satisfying your local demand or you're just getting an overflow from somewhere else. And that's what's happening. So what we're seeing in the fourth quarter of last year is some markets went down slightly, some markets went down dramatically. And that's what you're going to see throughout 2009. Let's say the world listened to the speech this morning, the inauguration speech, sees what's happening this couple of days and says, God, the world's a better place. Well, the leisure traveler can turn the spigot on tomorrow. They can just say, okay, now, yes, I have less money than I had 2 years ago in the bank, but so what? I can still go travel. It's going to be okay. Business travelers, it takes a while, though, for that upturn to trickle through the business sector because corporate profits have to start going up before the business sector starts traveling again. And the same thing with the group meeting sector. So it's clearly, and we saw this very much in 2002 and 2003 and in every recession I've ever seen. And, I've been around long enough to live through a number of recessions. The business travel does come back slower than does leisure travel, as does group. And I would expect that to be the case. Anything else? Okay, well I thank you very much.